In the silent crucible of time where the soul is forged like steel beneath the relentless hammer of fire and discipline, lies the path of true progress. The ancient way of the samurai teaches us that greatness is not gifted, but earned through the unyielding spirit, the Hagane no Ishi, the steel will that burns within. Like Miyamoto Musashi, whose blade struck faster than the wind, we too must temper our resolve in the fires of perseverance and master the art of relentless advancement. Each challenge is a spark, every failure the heat that refines us. To move faster than others is to embody Bushido, to walk with honor, discipline, and unwavering purpose. Today, I call upon you, warriors of growth and seekers of mastery, to commit to this journey. Comment X if you are ready to forge your spirit anew. Subscribe to Stand with a community that refuses to be ordinary, and thank you for choosing the warrior's path. Together, we wield the power of relentless progression, sharpened by discipline and unbreakable will. Relentless discipline is the foundation upon which all extraordinary progress is built. It is the steady, unyielding force that pushes a warrior forward, even when the path grows steep and the body screams for rest. Like the ceaseless hammer striking molten steel, discipline tempers raw potential into something sharp, resilient, and formidable. Without discipline, talent remains a flickering ember, quickly snuffed out by the winds of distraction and doubt. The ancient samurai knew this well. Their lives were governed not by fleeting passion, but by unwavering routine and rigorous practice. Discipline demands the sacrifice of comfort and instant gratification for the sake of a higher goal, a distant peak only reachable through daily dedication. It is not a trait you are born with, but a muscle you cultivate, flexing it daily through repeated acts of will. To progress faster than others, you must embrace this relentless discipline as your closest ally, guiding your actions consistently, without hesitation or compromise. Discipline manifests in the small, often invisible choices made every day. It is waking up before dawn when the world still sleeps, choosing the harder task over the easy one, and resisting the seductive pull of distraction. These moments may seem insignificant alone, but together they build momentum that propels a warrior far ahead of the pack. Miyamoto Musashi's mastery was not merely a product of talent, but of countless hours honing his skills with unwavering dedication. Each strike, each movement was practiced until it became instinct. Discipline is the quiet force that allows you to show up again and again when motivation wanes, when obstacles arise, and when failure threatens to derail you. It is what separates those who merely dream from those who transform their vision into reality. To cultivate relentless discipline is to commit to your craft so deeply that giving up is never an option. The fire of discipline also refines the spirit, forging resilience through repetition and endurance. Like steel strengthened by repeated heating and hammering, the disciplined mind grows tougher with every challenge faced and overcome. This is where the inner strength called Hagane no Ishi, the steel will, is born. It's not enough to have bursts of intense effort. True progress demands steady, unrelenting consistency. In this, discipline teaches patience, for it understands that mastery is a slow, deliberate process, not a lightning strike. It humbles the warrior, reminding them that even the greatest must begin at the beginning and walk the path day by day. Discipline cultivates a mindset where failure is not feared, but welcomed as a tool for growth. It transforms setbacks into lessons and fuels the relentless march forward, knowing that every step, no matter how small, sharpens the blade of progress. Discipline also imposes structure and order on chaos, acting as the compass that guides daily action toward long-term goals. Without it, even the clearest vision can become lost in a sea of distractions and fragmented effort. The samurai's life was one of ritual and routine, each day governed by practices that aligned mind, body, and spirit toward mastery. This same principle applies to anyone seeking rapid progress. It requires establishing habits that support growth and cutting away those that drain energy or scatter focus. Discipline calls for a sacred respect for time and priorities. guarding the hours as if they were precious steel waiting to be shaped. It demands setting boundaries and saying no to short-term pleasures that divert from the warrior's path. Through relentless discipline, you create a container for success, where every action is intentional and every moment leveraged toward your highest potential. Yet, discipline is not rigid or unfeeling. Rather, it embodies flexibility and adaptability within steadfast commitment. It understands that progress is not a straight line, and that circumstances will shift, requiring the warrior to adjust strategy while maintaining core dedication. Just as a sword must bend to avoid breaking, so must discipline incorporate wisdom and responsiveness. This dynamic balance ensures that discipline does not become a prison of inflexibility, but a living, breathing force that evolves with the journey. Maintaining discipline amidst change demands mindfulness, awareness of one's goals, values, and current state. It requires recalibration without surrendering purpose. The most disciplined warriors do not break under pressure, but adapt with grace, using obstacles as fuel to refine their focus and deepen their resolve. This fluidity within discipline creates a powerful synergy, accelerating growth beyond what rigid effort alone could achieve. Finally, relentless discipline is the ultimate expression of respect for oneself and one's potential. It is a daily declaration that you honor the gifts you have been given and refuse to waste them. Discipline demands showing up for yourself with integrity, even when no one else is watching. It is the silent promise whispered in the soul, "I will not settle for less than my best." This mindset shifts the pursuit of progress from external validation to internal mastery. The true warrior seeks growth not for applause, but because it is their duty to themselves. In this way, discipline becomes a sacred covenant, a way to live with honor, purpose, and unwavering commitment to becoming the greatest version of oneself. When you embody relentless discipline, you carry the spirit of the samurai in your heart, wielding it as a weapon to cut through the noise and rise faster, stronger, and sharper than anyone else. Failure is not the enemy of progress, but its most powerful catalyst. In the way of the samurai, failure is recognized not as defeat, but as the forge in which true strength is born. To progress faster than everyone else, one must learn to embrace failure as fuel, a vital fire that illuminates the path forward rather than a shadow to fear. Like Miyamoto Musashi, who faced countless duels and setbacks yet emerged undefeated in spirit, the warrior sees every stumble not as a wall but as a stepping stone. Failure strips away illusion and exposes weakness, allowing the warrior to sharpen their skill and strategy with greater precision. It is the merciless teacher whose lessons, though harsh, are necessary for transformation. Without failure, growth stagnates and potential withers. To embrace failure is to accept its inevitability and harness its power to propel yourself beyond limits and into mastery. Each failure carries a lesson hidden beneath its weight, a secret code to be deciphered by those brave enough to confront it. Like a blacksmith testing the strength of his blade by repeated strikes, a disciplined warrior welcomes failure as a test of resilience and adaptability. Rather than retreating in shame or despair, the truly relentless extract wisdom from every setback, analyzing where they faltered and recalibrating their approach. Failure sharpens awareness, revealing blind spots and weaknesses that remain invisible in comfort. This process of reflection transforms pain into knowledge and disappointment into opportunity. Just as Musashi mastered multiple swordsmen through repeated trials, you too must understand that each failure is a rehearsal for future victory, a critical rehearsal that cannot be skipped. Embracing failure means shifting your mindset from avoidance to engagement, from fear to curiosity, and from defeat to preparation. The spirit of Mujo impermanence teaches that nothing is fixed, not even failure itself. This fluidity encourages the warrior to see failure as a temporary state, a momentary trial in the greater journey. It reminds us that no matter how hard the fall, the spirit can rise, renewed and fortified. Embracing failure as fuel means understanding that each setback is transient, a necessary cleansing fire that burns away old patterns and makes space for new growth. This perspective reduces the sting of defeat and builds mental toughness, for the warrior knows that endurance is more valuable than perfection. Progress is not a straight line but a winding river with rapids and calm pools. By accepting failure as an integral part of the process, you develop the emotional resilience to keep moving forward when others give up, breaking through limits that seem insurmountable. Failure also fosters humility, an essential virtue in the pursuit of mastery. It reminds the warrior that no matter how skilled or knowledgeable they become, there is always room to learn and improve. This humility opens the door to growth, allowing the warrior to absorb new ideas, adjust tactics, and refine techniques without ego blocking the way. In the story of Musashi, his humility before each opponent fueled his relentless pursuit of perfection. Acknowledging failure without shame, but with honesty, empowers you to seek help, study more deeply, and expand your capabilities. This openness accelerates progress by transforming setbacks into feedback loops rather than final verdicts. Embracing failure as fuel means letting go of pride and embracing the beginner's mind, where every mistake is a teacher and every challenge a chance to rise higher. Moreover, failure ignites a fierce determination to succeed that cannot be manufactured by success alone. When a warrior falls and tastes the bitterness of defeat, it fuels a hunger for redemption and mastery that drives them harder than comfort ever could. This fiery resolve pushes you to train longer, think sharper, and act bolder. The scars left by failure become badges of honor, proof of your willingness to face fear and persevere. Musashi's life was marked by repeated confrontations and close calls, each fueling a deeper fire within him to become unparalleled. Similarly, embracing failure awakens an inner warrior who refuses to be broken or discouraged. It transforms setbacks into motivation, creating momentum that propels you beyond the limits of fear and doubt. This indomitable spirit is the key to moving faster than everyone else on the path of progress. Ultimately, embracing failure as fuel is a commitment to the journey of mastery itself, rather than a fixation on outcomes. It is a vow to persist with courage and curiosity, even when the path is dark and uncertain. This commitment requires a mindset that values growth above comfort, resilience above ease, and learning above winning. When you internalize failure as an essential ingredient of success, you free yourself from the paralysis of fear and hesitation. You step forward with the confidence that every failure is simply another forge, heating your spirit until it shines like tempered steel. This mindset, embodied by Musashi and countless great warriors before and after him, creates a relentless momentum that accelerates your progress beyond what others can imagine. Embrace failure, not as your enemy, but as your fiercest ally, and watch yourself rise faster, stronger, and sharper than ever before. Mastering the mind's edge is the ultimate battleground where true progress is forged. Just as the sharpness of a sword determines victory in battle, the clarity and control of the mind decide success in life's relentless pursuit. Miyamoto Musashi knew this well. His greatest weapon was not merely his blade, but the unshakable command over his thoughts, emotions, and perception. To progress faster than everyone else, one must learn to master this inner edge, to cultivate a mind that is both razor-sharp and calm as still water. The warrior's mind is trained to strike with precision, to anticipate the next move, and to remain composed under pressure. It requires discipline to silence the noise of doubt, fear, and distraction, allowing focus to cut through confusion like a katana through silk. Mastering the mind's edge is about controlling the battlefield within, before conquering the world without. The mind's edge thrives on awareness, the acute perception of both internal and external realities. This heightened awareness is not merely passive observation, but active engagement with every thought, feeling, and stimulus. Like Musashi, who mastered the art of timing and perception in combat, You must train your mind to detect subtle shifts in your environment and your own psyche. This awareness enables rapid, intuitive decisions that propel progress while others falter. Cultivating mindfulness sharpens this edge, allowing you to see beyond illusions and distractions that cloud judgment. When the mind is clear and present, it can access deeper insights and creative solutions that accelerate growth. Mastering the mind's edge means honing this acute awareness so that every moment becomes an opportunity for advancement, and every challenge a chance to outmaneuver resistance. Control over the mind's edge also demands emotional mastery. The samurai's code, Bushido, teaches that strength comes not from suppressing emotions, but from understanding and channeling them with discipline. Fear, anger, and doubt are natural forces, but when left unchecked, they become enemies that cloud judgment and weaken resolve. Musashi's victories were not merely physical, but mental triumphs. He remained unshaken, even in the face of death, transforming fear into heightened focus and clarity. To master the mind's edge, you must develop the ability to regulate your emotional responses, harnessing them as fuel rather than allowing them to dictate your actions. This emotional control creates a powerful steadiness, enabling you to act decisively and with confidence, no matter the chaos around you. It is the foundation for resilience and unwavering commitment. The mental edge also requires cultivating strategic thinking and adaptability. Musashi's legendary success came from his ability to think several moves ahead, anticipating his opponent's intentions and adapting his tactics fluidly. Mastering the mind's edge means sharpening your cognitive flexibility. The ability to pivot quickly, embrace change, and innovate in the face of uncertainty. It demands a mindset that is open yet focused, willing to discard old patterns that no longer serve and adopt new approaches with agility. This mental agility accelerates progress by allowing you to navigate complex challenges with creativity and precision. Instead of being trapped by rigid thinking or fixed plans, you become a dynamic force, capable of outthinking and outmaneuvering obstacles. The sharp mind, like the sharp blade, is the difference between surviving and thriving. Discipline is essential in maintaining the mind's edge consistently. Just as a sword dulls without care, the mind loses its sharpness without regular training and focus. Mastery requires daily mental exercises, meditation, reflection, focused work that hone concentration and deepen insight. This disciplined practice creates mental stamina, enabling you to sustain high performance even under prolonged stress or distraction. It also strengthens the neural pathways that support clarity, creativity, and decision-making, making your mind resilient to fatigue and overwhelm. Musashi's dedication to lifelong learning and refinement of his skills exemplifies this relentless pursuit of mental excellence. When you commit to sharpening your mind's edge daily, you build a fortress of focus and clarity that propels you faster than those who neglect this crucial discipline. Ultimately, mastering the mind's edge is a journey of self-mastery and transformation. It is about becoming the commander of your inner world, shaping your thoughts, emotions, and actions with intention and skill. This mastery frees you from being a slave to circumstances, fears, or limiting beliefs, allowing you to navigate life's battles with calm confidence and strategic precision. Like the samurai who wields the katana with deadly grace, you wield your mind with power and purpose. This mental dominance becomes the source of unstoppable progress, cutting through doubt, distraction, and hesitation to forge a path that leads beyond the ordinary. Embrace the discipline, awareness, emotional control, and strategic thinking that define the mind's edge, and you will rise faster, sharper, and stronger than anyone else on the path of mastery. Ruthless focus on purpose is the fire that fuels relentless progress, the unwavering compass that guides a warrior through chaos and distraction. In the life of a samurai, purpose was not a vague idea, but a solemn commitment. An unbreakable vow to uphold honor, master the sword, and live by the code of Bushido. Miyamoto Musashi's rapid rise was fueled by a singular dedication to his path. Refusing to be swayed by trivial distractions or fleeting desires. To progress faster than everyone else, you must adopt this same ruthless focus, cutting away everything that does not serve your highest goal. This focus is not about mere busyness or blind persistence. It is the sharpest blade forged from clarity of vision and fierce determination. When purpose is clear and focus ruthless, every action aligns, energy concentrates, and progress accelerates beyond what seems possible. Purpose acts like a magnet, pulling your thoughts, emotions, and efforts toward a single point of meaning. This magnetic pull filters out distractions that scatter your energy and dilute your momentum. The warrior's mind, trained to recognize this focus, knows instinctively what to prioritize and what to discard. In a world overflowing with noise, social media, endless options, and competing demands, ruthless focus is the act of saying no to everything that does not serve your mission. Musashi's discipline meant knowing which battles to fight and which to avoid, conserving strength for moments that truly matter. Without such focus, even the strongest warrior can be overwhelmed and fragmented, losing precious time and power. To wield ruthless focus on purpose is to wield a weapon sharper than any sword. An ability to concentrate your entire being on what moves you closer to your destiny. This kind of focus demands sacrifice, a willingness to let go of comforts, habits, and relationships that do not align with your purpose. It means embracing discomfort and loneliness when necessary, understanding that the path of rapid progress is often a solitary and demanding one. Musashi's journey was marked by intense isolation and relentless training, as he prioritized mastery above all else. Ruthless focus requires this same level of commitment, cutting away distractions and temptations that offer short-term pleasure but long-term derailment. It calls for a disciplined mind and heart that remain tethered to the mission, even when faced with doubt, criticism, or fatigue. The warrior learns to see sacrifice not as loss, but as investment in a future forged by purpose-driven action. Every no spoken to distraction is a yes shouted to progress. In addition to sacrifice, ruthless focus on purpose requires clarity of vision. The warrior must know precisely what they are striving for, leaving no room for ambiguity or wavering intent. Musashi's clarity came from an intimate understanding of his own goals. Mastery of the sword and unbreakable spirit, allowing him to channel all his efforts with deadly precision. Without clear purpose, focus becomes scattershot, and energy dissipates across too many fronts. Clarity sharpens the mind's edge, providing direction and motivation even in moments of exhaustion or uncertainty. This clarity also fuels confidence, for when you know exactly where you are going, distractions lose their power to deter you. Cultivating this vision requires deep reflection, self-honesty, and the courage to commit fully. With clear purpose, ruthless focus becomes an unstoppable force driving you forward. Moreover, ruthless focus on purpose cultivates a mindset of resilience and adaptability. While the mission remains fixed, the path to achieve it often shifts unexpectedly. Musashi's brilliance lay not only in his unwavering purpose, but also in his ability to adapt strategies to changing circumstances without losing sight of his ultimate goal. This balance between steadfastness and flexibility is essential to maintaining focus amidst obstacles and setbacks. It means responding to challenges not with distraction or despair, but with renewed clarity and strategic adjustment. Ruthless focus does not imply rigidity, but a dynamic commitment that can bend without breaking. The warrior learns to flow like water around obstacles, staying rooted in purpose while navigating the unpredictable terrain of progress. This resilience ensures momentum continues despite adversity. Ultimately, ruthless focus on purpose is the highest form of respect you can give yourself and your potential. It is a declaration that your vision matters above the noise, and that you are willing to commit fully to its realization. This focus transforms you from a passive dreamer into an active creator of your destiny. Like Musashi's sword cutting through illusion and hesitation, ruthless focus slices through distractions and doubt, enabling you to harness your full power and accelerate progress faster than anyone else. When you embody this relentless concentration, you join the ranks of warriors who understand that true mastery is born not from talent alone, but from the fierce, disciplined dedication to one unshakable purpose. Carry this fire within, and nothing can stand in your way. To adapt with fluidity is to embody the essence of survival and mastery in a world of constant change. The samurai, including the legendary Miyamoto Musashi, understood that rigidity is the downfall of even the strongest warrior. A sword that cannot bend will snap, just as a mind that resists change will shatter under pressure. To progress faster than everyone else, you must cultivate the ability to move with grace and flexibility amid uncertainty, turning obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Fluidity is not aimless drifting, but purposeful movement, a strategic flow that allows you to navigate shifting circumstances without losing your core direction. It is the dance of the warrior who adjusts stance, speed, and strike in harmony with the rhythm of the battle, transforming challenges into advantage through adaptability. This fluidity begins with a mindset that embraces impermanence. The Japanese concept of mujo, which teaches that everything is in constant flux. The warrior who understands mujo knows that no victory or defeat is permanent, and no plan is unbreakable. Instead of resisting change or clinging to rigid expectations, you learn to flow with the currents of life, adjusting your tactics and perspective as needed. This mindset creates resilience, allowing you to recover quickly from failure and keep moving forward. Miyamoto Musashi was a master of this principle, shifting his strategies mid-duel, surprising opponents who expected predictable patterns. By embracing impermanence and adapting with fluidity, you develop the mental agility to respond creatively and effectively, turning uncertainty from an enemy into an ally on the path to rapid progress. Adapting with fluidity also means cultivating emotional balance amid chaos. The warrior's mind must remain calm like still water, reflecting reality without distortion or panic. When emotions flare unchecked, they cloud judgment and lead to rigid, reactive responses that sabotage progress. Fluidity requires emotional intelligence, the ability to observe your feelings, acknowledge them, and choose measured, thoughtful action over impulsive reaction. Musashi's calm composure in battle was as vital as his swordsmanship, enabling him to perceive openings and threats clearly. By mastering emotional fluidity, you create a mental state where flexibility and focus coexist, allowing you to pivot smoothly in response to new information or shifting conditions. This balance between steadiness and responsiveness keeps you agile and prepared for whatever challenges arise. In practical terms, fluid adaptation requires continuous learning and openness to new ideas. The rigid mind clings to old beliefs and methods, but the fluid warrior constantly refines their approach, seeking feedback and evolving techniques. Musashi's own journey was marked by lifelong learning, experimentation, and the willingness to discard strategies that no longer served him. This commitment to growth fuels rapid progress by preventing stagnation and encouraging innovation. To adapt fluidly, you must cultivate curiosity and humility, recognizing that mastery is a moving target and that there is always room to improve. This openness accelerates your ability to pivot when necessary and seize opportunities that others miss. Fluidity in adaptation is a strategic advantage that keeps you ahead of the competition and aligned with your evolving path. Moreover, adapting with fluidity requires letting go of attachment to specific outcomes or fixed plans. While purpose and goals provide direction, the path to reach them is rarely linear. The warrior who clings too tightly to a single strategy risks being blindsided when circumstances shift. Fluidity means holding your vision loosely while remaining committed, like a reed bending in the wind, rather than a brittle branch that breaks. This balance between commitment and flexibility enables you to navigate unexpected obstacles and revise your approach without losing momentum. Musashi's ability to improvise in the heat of battle illustrates this principle perfectly. He adapted not because he lacked a plan, but because he understood the necessity of responding in real time. By practicing fluid adaptation, you cultivate resilience and creativity, accelerating progress even in the face of uncertainty. Finally, adapting with fluidity is a profound expression of inner strength and confidence. It takes courage to embrace change, to step into the unknown without clinging to comfort or certainty. The warrior's fluidity is born from a deep trust in their own abilities and the knowledge that they can handle whatever arises. This confidence frees you from fear of failure or loss, allowing you to move boldly and decisively. Musashi's legendary success was rooted not only in skill but in his fearless embrace of uncertainty and his ability to flow with the moment. When you embody fluidity, you become like water, unstoppable, adaptable, and ever moving toward your goal. This inner strength propels you faster than those who resist change, turning every twist and turn into a chance to grow stronger and sharper on your path to mastery. Unshakable willpower is the bedrock of relentless progress, the invisible force that drives a warrior forward when the path grows dark and obstacles loom large. In the way of the samurai, willpower is more than mere determination. It is a steadfast spirit, forged in the crucible of hardship, a flame that refuses to be extinguished, no matter the storm. Miyamoto Musashi embodied this unyielding resolve, facing countless challenges and opponents with a heart that never wavered. To progress faster than everyone else, you must cultivate this same unshakable willpower, the force that fuels every step, every strike, and every decision with unwavering intensity. It is the inner steel that holds you to your purpose when external circumstances threaten to break you. Without it, talent and strategy falter. With it, even the most daunting mountains become climbable. Willpower is tested most when motivation fades and doubt creeps in. It is easy to be determined when the excitement of a new goal ignites your spirit. But true progress demands pushing forward through fatigue, frustration, and fear. This is the arena where unshakable willpower shines brightest. It is the ability to show up when you don't feel like it, to keep moving when every fiber of your being urges you to stop. The samurai's rigorous training was not only physical but mental, each day reinforcing the habit of persistence despite pain or weariness. Musashi's victories were won not just by skill, but by a relentless commitment to endure, outlasting opponents in both body and mind. To build this willpower, you must condition yourself to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of growth, and develop a mindset that refuses to quit, regardless of the odds. This unshakable willpower is deeply connected to clarity of purpose. When your why is strong and unambiguous, your spirit anchors itself to that purpose with fierce loyalty. The samurai's code, Bushido, instilled a sense of duty and honor that transcended fleeting emotions and external distractions. Similarly, your willpower is fortified when it is tied to a mission that resonates with your core values and identity. This connection transforms willpower from a fleeting feeling into a powerful, steady force. It becomes the silent voice that whispers, no matter what, keep going, even in moments of doubt or pain. Miyamoto Musashi's unyielding will was rooted in a profound commitment to mastery, making his resolve unbreakable. When you anchor your willpower to a purpose that ignites your soul, it becomes an unstoppable engine propelling you faster than anyone else. Unshakable willpower also requires mastery over the mind's distractions and temptations. In a world filled with endless diversions, the warrior must cultivate the ability to resist impulses that weaken resolve. This mental discipline is a form of self-restraint that channels energy exclusively toward growth and progress. Musashi's life was marked by deliberate focus and avoidance of distractions that did not serve his mission. He understood that willpower is like a muscle that grows stronger through repeated use and can be depleted by indulgence or indecision. To build this strength, you must practice saying no to comfort, procrastination, and anything that pulls you off course. This ruthless control over impulses sharpens your resolve, enabling you to face challenges head-on without wavering. The unshakable warrior stands firm amid temptation, keeping eyes fixed on the prize. Moreover, unshakable willpower grows from resilience, the ability to bounce back from failure and setbacks with renewed vigor. No warrior's path is free of obstacles or defeats, but what separates the fastest progressors is their refusal to be broken by adversity. Musashi's journey was filled with trials and losses that only strengthened his resolve. Resilience means viewing failure not as a verdict but as a challenge to rise higher, to fight smarter, and to persist harder. This mindset transforms hardship into fuel, energizing your willpower instead of draining it. It creates an inner fortress where setbacks are temporary storms rather than permanent barriers. The warrior who cultivates this resilience moves faster because they waste no energy on despair or regret, instead channeling every setback into a renewed surge forward. Unshakable willpower is forged in this relentless cycle of falling and rising stronger. Ultimately, unshakable willpower is the expression of an indomitable spirit, a warrior's heart that refuses to surrender no matter the cost. It is the silent vow that no obstacle will deter you, no failure will define you, and no external force can break your commitment. This willpower is the essence of Miyamoto Musashi's legendary success, the invisible strength behind his swift and decisive victories. When you embody unshakable willpower, you transcend the ordinary limits of endurance and effort, unlocking a power that propels you faster and farther than any external circumstance. This spirit, tempered by discipline, resilience, and purpose, becomes your greatest weapon on the path to mastery. Cultivate this unyielding force within, and you will move beyond the bounds of fear and hesitation to become truly unstoppable. As we stand together on this path of relentless growth, remember that true progress is not measured by fleeting victories, but by the unwavering spirit that refuses to surrender. Like Miyamoto Musashi, whose journey was forged through discipline, adaptation, and unshakable willpower, your own path demands a commitment deeper than motivation, a commitment that transforms failure into fuel, sharpens the mind's edge, and focuses ruthlessly on your purpose. Commitment. Conquer. Shaft. Every step you take, every challenge you face, is a strike of the hammer, shaping your spirit into something stronger and sharper. This journey is not easy, and it is not meant to be. It calls for sacrifice, resilience, and a heart forged of steel. But within you lies the same ancient fire, the Hagane no Ishi, waiting to be awakened and wielded with fierce dedication. So embrace the journey fully, with courage and clarity. Stand among the warriors who refuse to settle for ordinary, who push faster, harder, and smarter than the rest. Your progress is not just a personal victory. It is a testament to the power of relentless discipline and purpose. Now, go forth and forge your spirit. The way of the warrior is yours to command.